And we are live. Welcome to Annie's Flock Weekly Live, or welcome back to our weekly live. My name is Annie. And today we're going to be talking about target training for parrots. So I hope that everybody can hear me well. I usually do my weekly live in another area of my home, but today, because we're going to be talking about target training, and I want to show you live how it works with one of my bird, or maybe more than one, we'll see. I thought of doing this in the bird room. So I put my mic as close as possible to my mouth so you don't hear my birds too loudly and you can hear my voice better. If you, okay, so let's see here. Okay, there's still nobody on the live right now. So I'm gonna quickly do a quick reminder to people that will watch this on replay. Because yes, I do leave all my weekly lives on the channel afterwards, so you can watch those on replay, just like a video. So quick reminder for you guys that are watching this on replay. Every week I go live every Saturday morning from 10 to 10:30 p.m. 10 to 10:30 a.m. Pacific time. Every week it's a different topic, and you get to ask questions live about those topics when you are live, obviously. And you get actually to choose this topic, because I do every Thursday post on my channel, community tab or on the post tab, a poll with 3 different options of topic, and the one that gets the most vote is going to be the topic of the following Saturday live. I do the same thing on my Instagram channel. It's Annie's Flock Instagram. So if you don't follow us over there, you want to look in the description box. There's a link for that. I put the same poll, and I put some other like funny things over there and some pictures and all that stuff about the flock. All right, so let's go straight into the topic for today, which is target training for parrots. So what is target training? So here's what I use for target. I do feel like I'm repeating myself a little bit, maybe because I've been talking a little bit about target training in previous lives, but I was just really mentioning it more than explaining what it is. So maybe some people were wondering, what is she talking about? I do have a video on my channel, a full video. It's about, I believe, half an hour just about target training. But I thought it would be a good idea to do it live, so people, if they have questions about this, they can ask questions if they're struggling or whatever. So, hi, Lala. I don't have my glasses, so la. I would like to know, so if anyone had any birds previously, pet birds, parrots, anything from parrotlets to a macaw, if you had a bird previously, do you have a bird right now? Are you wanting to get a bird? Let me know in the comments. I would really like to know. And what bird do you have? I would really like to know. I'm curious to see what people have for birds. Anyways, okay, so let's go back to the topic for today, target training. What is target training? Basically, you're asking your bird to touch a target. What I use for my birds, and I will show you later, if you stick around, I'll show you later live how we do this with my birds. If you can't hear me right now, please let me know. I really did put my mic super close to my mouth so that you can hear me more than my birds. I usually don't do it here in the bird room, but I thought for the purpose of this live, it would be better to be here. All right, so target training. You're asking your bird to touch a target. I use a chopstick. It's small, it's easy. You can find it anywhere. You want it to have it clean, so a chopstick that you never use, but you could use something else. The idea is you're asking your bird to touch the tip of the target gently. Now, what you can do also, you can use a clicker like this, part of the training, or a bridging word like good job, yes, whatever it is, doesn't really matter, but as long as it's always the same word and kind of also the same intonation, because birds react to the way you say it or the intonation you have in your voice when you say it, and try to not use a bridging word that you would use on a regular basis just because. So for example, if you're just talking to your bird randomly and you use good boy or good girl really often for no reason, I wouldn't use that as a bridging word, because it's going to be very confusing for your bird. Okay, so now, why do we teach this to our birds? It is something that is being used with other animals, by the way, but it works really well. That was Olive. She's really loud. It works really well with parrots because they're really, really smart. Yeah. So they learn really fast, and they're kind of curious. So they will automatically at the beginning just try to see what it is. And how they explore naturally, it's with their beak. So they're gonna naturally be, usually, sometimes they're scared, but that's another story. Now, if you do have a bird that is scared of the target, you tried already, doesn't work, put that in the chat. So maybe we can chat about this and figure out how you can get better results. But usually, generally speaking, the bird will be curious, and how they explore is with their beak, so they're gonna touch the target. Now, there's different ways you can do this, and I'm gonna show you. Once they know what target training is, and they know that each time they touch the target, they get a reward, meaning usually a treat, it's easy to just do whatever you want, or move your bird wherever you want. So if you have a bird that is scared of hands or unchained, or sometimes even aggressive, that could really, really help to be able to handle your bird without handling your bird, if that makes sense. Now, the other thing is from that trick, because it is a trick, you can teach other tricks. I will show you how I think I'm going to pull Lucy, my Indian ringneck, for demonstrations. But basically from the target, I've been able to teach her how to spin. So I can show you a little bit of that. You can have your bird fly from one space to the other one. So you're kind of starting to teach recall with a bird, even if they're scared of your hands, because you won't have to use your hands to have your bird fly from one space to the other one. How to get your bird in and out of the cage. You can use the target. You can use the target. How I talked about this in my live last week a little bit about backpack training, how to train your bird to get into a backpack or a bird carrier or a travel cage or whatever. You can use the target. There's so many things you can do with this once your bird is trained with a target. Okay, so how about I show you? Anyone has questions here? There's a few people. I see a lot of hi. Now there's a different language that I see in the chat that unfortunately I don't understand and I can't read. So Braham. Hi, Samuel, hi. Okay, so I will get my Lucy, my Indian ringneck out, and I'll show you a little bit how it's done, okay? All right, now I'm gonna take a little sip of water. All right, so let's get her out. Are you coming with me? Yeah, come on, baby. So I have a pouch like this with treats inside. Very important to have your treats ready because, oh geez, so that was Lucy. Very important to have your treat ready when you train because you don't want to get your bird frustrated waiting for treats. Okay, Lucy, you want to come with me? Come on, baby girl. Come on. Good job. Okay. I'm going to put her on the perch here. You guys can see her well. Okay. So when you start with the training, so I'm going to present my target close to her. As soon as she touches it, I click and then I reward. Okay? And then you remove the target because you don't want to confuse your bird, right? If your target is moving around, they're just going to be like, okay, what's going on? Am I supposed to touch it again? Now, at the beginning, they might not touch it at all because they don't understand. But as soon as they give, I mean, mine, I don't want to confuse her, so I'm not going to do it. But what you could do is, see, she's asking, she's offering tricks that she knows already because she's in training mode. One thing that the target does also is once you they're trained for that, it's really putting them in training mode. So it's a great way to tell them, okay, we're gonna be training now. So, and it just put them in training mode. But at the beginning, if they don't touch it, you can just click and reward when they look at it. And then from there, you're going to click and reward when they get closer to it, when they move towards it. And then eventually, you're going to click and reward only when they touch it. So see how she's like just going and touching the target, right? I don't know if you realize also, but I bring the target up here on an angle instead of lower. The reason why I'm doing this, I dropped the tree. The reason why I'm doing this is because you don't want your bird to want to eat the stick or be aggressive towards the stick, because then you're putting a bite or a aggressive behavior on cue, and you don't want to do that, and you're rewarding it, so that's not good. So when you go here on an angle on the top, slowly, the bird cannot be aggressive, they cannot bite the stick because they bite with the lower beak, okay, not with the upper beak. So when you reach on the top like this, they will just touch with the top of the beak and or with their tongue if they try to reach to bite, but they won't be able to actually bite. So that's how you want to do it. Any questions about this? No? Okay. Now let's see, how can I teach her to spin? So now the spin is on cue. So if I do spin. Okay, that wasn't really great. Usually don't touch with your beak. So we're going to clean that up. Oops. So this spin was not to my standards, so I didn't click because the click means that was perfect. This is what I want. But I did still reward because she still did the spin there. So I don't want to, I still want to reward the behavior, but it's not perfect. Now, so this is perfect because we're going to clean it with the target stick. So how you teach your bird to spin, did you see this? She's following the target. And then as soon as she's done the behavior that you wanted, you click. The click needs to be exactly, it's like taking a picture. So it has to be exactly at the moment that they have done and completed the behavior that you wanted, because this is how they will understand. And you have to be very consistent on this. Otherwise, they'll be really confused. So here, she follows the target. And as soon as she has completed the turn that I asked her to do, the way I wanted her to do, then she gets the click and the reward. Now, at the beginning when you teach a trick like this. So I'm kind of doing like a 2-in-1 here in that live, because I'm teaching you how to do the turn as well. But and I'm not going to click here because I don't want to confuse her with a trick that she knows already. But I'm going to show you how you would start this. So at first, she won't go all the way. She knows it, so she's doing the whole thing. But your bird will most likely at the beginning stop on the other side. So then you click and you reward when they're on the other side. For her, she knows what the spin is, so she's just doing the whole thing, right? And then you can spin, but usually the spin doesn't take really long. And then what's good after this is that you start with, you start with the target full, and then you reduce the amount of target that she sees, right? Or that your bird sees. So I'm going to reduce again to a smaller part. Did you see how it's super tiny? And she's really following the target here. So I should have not clicked on this because I don't want her to touch the perch with her beak. I want her to do a full loop without stopping. So that was my bad. So I'm going to do this again. There you go. She did it. And then what's cool about this is that when you're able to have your bird to do this with almost none of the target stick showing, you're going to use your finger. So I'm not going to click on this one because she touched the perch, but I'm still going to reward her because she still did it. And then the next time, if she touches it again, I'm not going to reward this time. I'm going to have her wait and see, why did I not get the treat this time? So see, she didn't touch the perch, so now I'm rewarding. And then slowly you go from your finger being kind of the target to phasing out your finger and to just put it on cue, if you will. So now she knows that if I do, she's not looking at me, she's looking at something outside. She's still eating, so I'm going to wait a little bit. Those training sessions, the other thing you want to do is keep those really short. You don't want to do really long training sessions. So I want to say like 5 to 10 minutes, especially at the beginning. Now she's ready. So she knows I don't have to do the full circle anymore. I'm going to give her 2 on this one because that was a really small treat and she did really good. So they are more attentive to your body language than words. So you can try words. And I do say spin. Okay, that was not good. Let's try again. Spin. No, what are you doing? Spin. Okay, good. Yeah, so I don't want to undo the work that we've done. She was confused. I'm not sure why. She's very distracted by something that's happening outside. And we've been training for, I want to say, almost 3 minutes now. Okay, let me see. There's something written here. I don't have my glasses. I need to get a little bit closer. Sorry. Alias Gar, I'm sorry. I can't read what you're writing. I am so sorry. Yeah, I really can't read that. Yeah. Okay. All right. So this is how you would go from, she still wants to train. I actually chose Lucy today. Well, first I had Olive, my black Cape Conure, out for the live last week. So I tried to alternate. And then I decided to have Lucy because she's the one that can train the longest. You can see, like, we've been training for at least 10 minutes, I want to say, and she's still eager to train. So she loves training. It's like she never gets enough of it. If you don't know about Lucy's story, there's one of the weekly lives. You can go under the live tab on my channel, and there's one that it's Lucy's story, Lucy Mind in Renee's story, because she's kind of a rescue. So if you want to hear about her story, and I think that's why she can't get enough of training, because she had a rough beginning of life. So she's just so, I don't know, she's looking forward to it, to interact with other people, I guess. So she loves training. Okay, so I'm gonna show you something else now. So see how from the target training you can teach a trick. Now I will, let me see, there's a, where I'm from Canada. Do you have any birds, Aliasgar, or did you have birds in the past? I'm curious to see if you did, or do you want birds, or if you did, what was the bird that you had or have? Let me show you now when you go from, so you can go from target. See how she's looking at my body language when you're in training mode and I'm kind of in her bubble. So she's like, okay, so what are we doing now? So she's really in training mode. She's waiting for a cue. So the other thing you can do, so you can go from target training and use that target training to teach other tricks, but you can also use this to get your bird to move from one place to the other one. Let me show you that, okay? So here I have Lucy here on her perch, and I'm gonna ask her to fly on this cage. Come on. Good job. Now I don't ask her necessarily to touch the target at that point. When you ask your bird to move from one space to the other one, what you're asking them is to get to a certain place. So you're clicking when they get to that place, because this is what you're asking for. Okay, come here. Come on, baby girl. But you're using the target to do so because they are target trained and they know that if they get to the target, they'll get a reward, right? So, okay. So here, let's go over here. I'm going to ask her to go on that little perch there, on the rope perch. There you go. Good job, baby. Okay, hopefully you guys can see this. I think you can, eh? Okay, I'm going to ask her to go even further away here. Okay, come here, baby girl. Come on. Come on. Good job. So see how you can move your bird in different area, right? Okay, come here. And I'm not handling her at all. So if you don't know, Lucy's story is she was completely untamed. Now you can check her story to know the background on my life that I talked about, that it's all about Lucy's story. But when I first got her, she was completely untamed. She was aggressive, fearful of hands, the whole shebang. I still can't really touch her. She doesn't like it. See, she doesn't like it. Okay, you're okay, baby. Good job. She really doesn't like it, so I still can't touch her, but she would fly to me if I ask her, you want to come here? So she's recall trained. She's going to fly and she's going to land on my hand. Now she's really full, and we've been training for like almost 20 minutes. So I'm not sure she's going to come to me, but we'll see. You want to come? Lucy, come on. Okay, yeah. Come on, baby girl. Come on. Come on. Good job. But the first step to be able to do this was to target train her. So it is an amazing way to create a relationship and a bond with your parrot when they, in whatever capacity. Honestly, target training for me is my favorite thing to teach a bird, and it would always be my first thing that I would teach a bird. And this little girl, I actually started target training in her cage because I couldn't let her out. She was not tame, so there was no way for me to put her back in. And I have other birds, so I can't just, and she's bigger than all my other birds, so I can't just have her wandering around, and because fight is going to happen, and then my other birds can be hurt, and I don't want this to happen. So but she was fully, so she still struggled with step up because I get really close to her bubble and then she gets defensive because she's still, anyway, she went through a lot of trauma. Let's just put it that way. Oh, I'm sorry your parrot passed away yesterday. Oh, yeah, that's really upsetting. That's the thing, eh, with birds. I mean, they're so... Anyways, yeah. I'm sorry about this. That's really sad. What was I saying? Yeah, so what I did is day one, I started to target train her into her cage. And it was for me, it was really, oh, that was a little bit rough. I should have not clicked on this. She was kind of aggressive, so I had to teach her how to be also kind of soft and gentle with the stick and not wanting to like bite the heck out of it. Good job, baby girl. So I started with that, and then from there, I've been able to get, within a week, she was like trained with target, like no problem. And then I was able to get her out of the cage and back into the cage with the target. And then from there, I teach her how to do the spin. And then the next step was to fly to me. So I actually used a target to get her to fly to me. So what I did is she was really scared of hands, so she wouldn't land on my hands, but she would be willing to land on my arm. So what I did, I'm going to try to do it. It's different. She's trained to land on my hands. So I'm not sure how this is going to go, but we'll try, okay? Okay, you want to come here? Come on, baby girl. Come on. Like she doesn't know what I'm asking. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Good job. Good job, baby. So for her, that was really strange because she wasn't sure what I was asking. The reason why is because she's recall trained. So when I ask her to fly to me, this is what I do. Okay, she's still eating. We're going to wait. But I'm going to show you what. So that's why she was confused, because it was so close to what I was asking her when I'm asking her to fly to me. And I only reward her now when she lands on my hand, because this is what I want. You want to come? See how there was no hesitation here. She knew exactly what I was asking of her. You want to come here? Okay. She knew exactly what I was asking from her. And before that, I asked her something that was similar but different. She was a little bit confused. Does she wants me to land on her hand, or am I going on her arm? Like, what's going on? So that's why she was hesitating a little bit. But this is how it all started. Because she was so scared of hands and she would bite me, we took it very slow. So I was able to target her on my arm, and then slowly from my arm, she would be on my arm, and then I would hold the treat and have her to slowly move onto my hand. And then she would start to land closer to my hand, closer to my hand. And then when she started landing on my hand, she would just move back because she was scared of my fingers. She used to be caught. Anyways, I'm not going to go there. If you want to know, just go watch Lucy's story on one of my lives under the live tab, and you'll find out what was going on with her. So now where we're at is that when she would land on my hand, what I started doing, and now I kept it that way, I would recall her with my thumb up. Come on, baby. Oh, what was that? Come on. Come on. No. Come on. Come on, baby. Come on. Come on. What are you doing? Yeah, we've been training for a long time. Do you want to go back in your do you want to go back in your house? What's going on? She's like, dude, I'm done with this. Okay, come on. Come on, baby. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Good job. Good job, baby. Good job. Here. Yeah, we've been training for a little while. So have you seen how I was calling her with my thumb up? That way she was not and then I was like bending my arm a little bit, so she wasn't able to get onto my arm. She would stay there. And then I would give her a treat, reward that behavior, and reinforce the fact that my fingers, when she lands on my fingers, it's not a scary place to be, and I will not hold her. I will not trap her. I'm not going to hurt her. Nothing bad is going to happen. So it's becoming way more reinforcing to land on my fingers than landing on my arm. So that was the whole process about this. So here we are at the end of this live. We're 32 minutes in. I tried to really keep those short to half an hour. So let's see. I just want to see if there was any questions here that I did not answer. I don't think so. So I will leave you here, and I will see you next week, next Saturday, 10 to 10:30 Pacific time. Now, don't forget to subscribe and look up for the poll every Thursday and vote for the topic of your choice, and come back, see us on Saturday. All right. Bye, guys. Have a good week.